Hi, welcome to Morning Jams on the Porch with Stephen Leake. It's Sunday, May 25th, 2025. Tomorrow's Memorial Day. Before we get too far into stuff, there's a proper etiquette when celebrating Memorial Day. It goes back a good long while. At 3 o'clock on Memorial Day, it's tradition at 3 p.m. to take 1 minute of silence for those who have died in military service to the United States. So tomorrow, as we go through our day of chilling out, barbecuing, having cookouts, or watching the race or whatever today, this will be tomorrow, Memorial Day though. At 3 p.m., try to remember to take a minute of silence for those who paid the ultimate price in giving us the freedoms we enjoy today. A lot of guys I went to high school with and I've been friends with my whole life served in Iraq and Afghanistan. And although I don't know any guys personally of this generation or my generation that died overseas, I do have family that died in World War II. Neil Walker comes to mind, is a cousin of mine from my mother's side, the Walkers. And he was shot down over Monte Cassini in World War II by the Nazis. And it's kind of, his story is kind of like, it's typical, but it's a family legacy that we talk about every Memorial Day. And if you're not aware, Memorial Day is specifically for people who have died in military service in conflicts, whereas Veterans Day is for all veterans. The Coca-Cola 600 is today, I think. I've just recently gotten into NASCAR. My dad was a pit crew guy in the 70s and 80s for Buddy Arrington, and was one of the typical underdog guys, independent racers. And I grew up hearing about all that stuff, but never really got into the sport itself until recently. And we'll be watching the race today. I was always a baseball guy. I never got into racing so much. My dad always wanted me to be a doctor or some shit like that, instead of being a mechanic like him. But I did a completely different career path, I suppose. My whole deal is art, music, writing, poetry, podcasts, stuff like that. You can follow my stuff at least at StephenLeake.com. If you want to shoot me a message on social media, I'm on pretty much every platform. And you can follow these videos at Vimeo.com, Stephen Leake on demand. And you can subscribe or buy these each episode individually or rent them for $1. I let you rent it if you just pay $1 for a year. It's no skin off my teeth. I want you to have as much as you can for your money. And I've been putting these out every day almost. Well, every day for about a couple weeks now. And I think I'm going to take tomorrow off and really meditate on my cousin Neil, who was shot down in Monte Cassini in World War II. He was a bomber pilot with B-17s. It's a personal family story that connects us with with the nation at large, as is true of so many families and so many Americans. And I think tomorrow I'm just going to take some time and read about him, refresh myself with his story. I did a podcast a couple days ago on Memorial Day, the history of the holiday in NASCAR with the race coming up, the Coca-Cola 600. And it's a fun holiday, the unofficial start to summer. And this has been a good year for me. I just turned 39 this past Thursday. And 38 for me was a blast. I've been back in my hometown, getting back in touch with my old high school friends and people I grew up with and have known my whole life. And it's been really awesome reconnecting with people. And I have a ritual now. I've been going to the Huddle House, a little chain diner in my hometown of York, South Carolina. I've been going to that little chain diner like every day almost for several years now. Since me and my mother came back to York in 2023. And like I said, it's been awesome getting to reconnect with people. And I've been able to get to know my parents as human beings and people now that I've been back on the farm, as we call it. My mother has gotten into Christianity. We've always been Presbyterian, but she's gotten into it recently. Well, I'd say the past 5 years. And it's been a kind of something me and my mother have bonded over because I kind of been on a spiritual path of my own. And right after high school, I kind of explored all kinds of faiths and religious beliefs and traditions just to see what was out there. And I kind of went through a dark night of the soul after becoming bipolar and not pursuing military service. I kind of was adrift, and before I fully discovered art and found my calling in that, just drifted and drank and drugged a lot. And it was not until I went to AA and worked the steps that I got like a good spiritual foundation through introspection. And I don't really go to meetings anymore. I'm not really a true alcoholic, but it was a good exposure to some fundamental spiritual principles. And I tell everybody, if you're struggling with addiction, I lost a partner and girlfriend to it. If you're struggling, try a 12-step program. It can't hurt. Those are some good people, and it's helped lots of people. You're not alone, and just reach out to your friends. It's more than likely somebody you know is in recovery and can help you. I use Dunlap picks and also Martin picks, the 0.5 millimeter. I like the feel of it. And this is from my song American Gangster, which I haven't recorded yet. I'm still working on. But I also I don't have the proper mic for it yet because my computer, my MacBook that I've used to write novels and record all kinds of stuff, just totally died. It was fried on me. So I had to get just a cheap laptop from Walmart just to tie me over, and so I can get better equipment and raise money for my company, Monarch Holdings International. If you want to donate to help get me a microphone so I can record again, go to StephenLeake.com and hit the PayPal donate button. And $1, $2, $5, $10, $20 even, whatever you can spare. I'm not gonna starve if you don't. I live on family land that we own outright, and I don't really have any debt, and the only bill I have is car insurance. But I do make a living off my creative stuff, and it will help me fund my business and eat and get proper equipment to record and jam. I am on disability, but disability is more of supplemental income compared to what I make with my creative stuff. It's not enough to live on, really, and it's kind of shameful that it is that way. For most people, it's less than $1,000, which is my case. was American Gangster. I've got the words to it loosely written down, but like I said, don't have the stuff to record it properly yet. Let's have a good day. I've got my coffee, my Black Rifle, and while we're speaking of Memorial Day, Black Rifle Coffee Company, veteran owned, good stuff. There's the ambulance substation about a mile from my house. So there's ambulances going up and down the highway all day long, 24/7. And it's just the cost of doing business to be interrupted by ambulances, I suppose. My guitar, I've had this thing my whole life almost, since I was a kid. It's an off-brand, Grand. I don't know what that is. But I got it because it's a 3/4 Dreadnought cutaway, acoustic electric. And I've never had the resources to get fancy shit, nor do I need it. I'm not so musically talented that it matters that I have like Martin guitars and like high dollar equipment. Although if I ever get better, and I plan to keep developing my craft in music just like I have developed my craft in poetry and writing, to eventually get to a point where I am a good musician and it does make a difference what guitars and shit I use whenever I get to that point. But I'm just starting off, and I've just started back into music since March of this year. So I hope you aren't too judgmental of my shit, because I haven't really played in years. I'm just now getting back into it. Although I have gotten some modest success on Spotify and stuff, and getting some good views on my social media, which is whether you like it or not, is kind of a reality of anybody, of any artist, and is a double-edged sword. It depends on how it's used. I would like to see more free speech on these platforms. If these companies want to have access to American markets, they need to adhere to the Constitution and our law, not trample all over yours and mine and yours, constitutional God-given rights. But that's a rant for another day, I suppose. I haven't been keeping up with what my family's going to do tomorrow. Probably just going to watch the race today and chill. And I'm going to, myself, I'm going to work on my novel, Gethsemane. It's based off my time in Charleston as a chef and my adventures with my girlfriend Amanda Isabella and our exploits and rampages throughout the city. The first draft of Gethsemane is available in ebook format on StephenLeake.com. If you go to my site, and you can download it for free. If you enjoy it, throw me a buck or two, or buy me a coffee. I love stuff like that. Or just text me and give me some feedback if you don't have the means to donate. I'm in the process of putting an online forum on my website so people can give me feedback. But all that shit kind of costs money. So if you want to see my website grow and me add more features to it, throw me some support, buy my stuff. If you can't donate, I've got 2 demo albums available through my website, StephenLeake.com or StephenLeakeMusic.com. And you can download and buy individual songs. I'm still developing that site, StephenLeakeMusic.com. And I have a business, Monarch Holdings International. It is a holding company that owns all of my creative projects and businesses. And it's been around since 2016 and is a Nevada registered S corporation, which only allows 100 shareholders. And I did that for a reason, so that we could have a dedicated core group of investors and visionaries who want to leave this country in better shape than we found it. I became an uncle in March of this year. My sister and her husband Cam had a baby girl named Daphne, and she was just up here with Leslie and Cam at my Aunt Beth's house next door for a family get together, so the extended family could see Daphne for the first time. And that little baby just melted my world. And I played her a song on my guitar, and she just like smiled at me and cooed at me, and it just melted my heart. And we have to. It reaffirmed my commitment and my resolve to fight for this country and our freedoms in whatever way I can, and being a cheerleader for libertarian values and the conservative and libertarian movements and counterculture. Libertarianism and conservatism is the new counterculture, and I'm committed to leaving this country for the next generation, like my little niece Daphne. And we win in the aggregate if we all do little things in our particular spheres and just try to conduct ourselves with a little more tact and kindness, and not go crazy flinging shit on the internet. We can give this next generation a better world. I'm going to take us out with Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd, and one more tribute to Amanda Zabella, a great patriot and a warrior of the highest order. I've always been blessed having really intense and meaningful relationships with women, and Amanda Zabella was the first. She died of alcoholism in May of 2023. So this is for her. Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. tomorrow, Memorial Day, it's proper etiquette to, at 3 p.m., take 1 minute of silence for those who have died in service to our country. Keep that in mind tomorrow, and have a nice, safe, and fun Memorial Day. I'm Stephen Leake. Thanks for being here with me. We're going to win.